We know that the governor is going to speak. We understand that a spokesperson for the State Department of Public Safety is going to speak. And just looking in the room here, this is an auditorium in a UVU building. I'm also seeing a representative of the Attorney General's office. We expect that we're going to hear a great deal about how tragic this is. State has for this, but we also, certainly everybody here has questions about who, why, where, from where do the shots come from. We have a number of questions that really have not been answered so far today, and there has been a sense of sort of a zigzag quality. I'm not blaming anybody for this because it's fluid, it's extremely fluid. A zigzag quality of this. Yes, we have a person in custody. No, we don't have a person in custody. Or we release that individual. We think the shooter may still be at large. So it has been not entirely clear today. So if we can clear up some of those issues, if we can get a chance to ask a few more questions about Governor, what is being done from the state's perspective here? What resources have been committed to this? What answers does the state need to have? How soon can we get those answers? What particular efforts are being directed toward the person who fired the shot and any of the surrounding circumstances about that individual? We heard a great deal recently about, for instance, the mass shooter at the Catholic school in Minneapolis after the fact. How are we going to be getting those answers? How soon will we be getting those answers? What about the FBI and ATF, the State Bureau of Investigation? Those are also questions that the governor may be in a position to answer, and DPS perhaps more specifically. So this news conference is set to begin in about 7 or 8 minutes here at UVU, and we will bring it to you live. Reporting live for now, Brian Malahi, KUTV2 News. Sure. I'm thinking back to a couple things, Mark, and you will probably remember these. I'm sure you'll remember these events. The Rocky Anderson, former mayor of Salt Lake City, Sean Hannity debate at the University of Utah, right? That was a spirited, hour-and-a-half long, roughly, discussion, and it was as cordial and civil as you could be. Exactly right. It was civil. People didn't necessarily agree with what they were hearing on either side of that debate. There were some people who were very supportive of Sean Hannity, some people very supportive of Rocky Anderson, but it was very civil. And the idea that you would have violence at that was unthinkable. Ben Shapiro at the University of Utah, again, a conservative figure. Some say he's a polarizing figure. I don't think anybody doubts his intellect. A very bright guy. But there were protests at the University of Utah before Ben Shapiro had his presentation. Again, civil presentation and a civil debate and an event that went off without any hint of violence. To have this right now, I think this in many ways is a turning point, I suspect, in terms of how many times are we going to tolerate this kind of stuff? How long are people going to say, listen, you know what? We need some real answers. Not prescribing what those answers are, but we can't just go on like this. This has got to stop. And I think in those circumstances, we're better than this. We're a lot better than this. Yeah, we've been here a long time. We know what the people of this state are all about, and they're good. And to have this kind of thing happen it's more than a black eye. A black eye almost does, is almost dishonoring the life of Charlie Kirk, and we don't want to do that. But it certainly is something that people are going to be asking about. What the heck is happening in Utah? What is it about Utah that would that would lead to this? And maybe those are unfair questions, but I think they are the questions that people are going to inevitably ask.
You want to try plugging this one into the box up there?
Yeah, sure.
Try that.
See if we have a way to do that.
I've got a couple more cables. I don't know.
Yeah, then at least we have a mult box. I mean, if that's, yeah. Got a few here.
Not as of yet, still approximately 40 out. Ben, are they going to go to you right? I don't know. Okay. Julia, are we still ETA 14?
Actually, now that I look at the time,
Next
You want to try, you want to get that connected, then I've got another like cable there too that we can.
This is, yeah, I've got one here. I had a feeling that. What?
Thanks again.
No, you can't press water. Manual's the best. So I parked at the gas station, so I was like, I was going to get water. And I saw the whole case. I was like, and I had my cart, so I ran it over. I will say the other side of the stream over there, because this guy didn't even bring a second battery. I didn't know. But I didn't know what the This guy brought one case of water. You're right. You know what though? He's gonna get you back one of these days as far as something amazing. I don't know what that is yet. I believe. He's gonna shoot it outside. Andrew has a gun story. He's gonna bring you a Big Mac one day when you're like just eating it. Just He's like, look at these. Yep. Well, I don't know where's your mic plug? If you need to jump in, yeah, you got a mic there because I may just have to apply yours.
Start doing it. One phone.
Yeah, we just want to send it down here.
Nice to see you. Good to see you. Thank you.
Yeah, we're good. We don't have a light on here, so.
Sounds good. Powering up the microphone. But that's right for you, Corbin. So everyone can take a top there. Yeah. Well, it's in Asia too. Give me a gap. I was like, why did I say that? I'm an idiot. So they're looking at me like, okay, next time. Check. Like, he actually grabbed my stuff, but I had to walk out from my house. I thought I was smart. I sneaked around the site. Sorry. I drove fucking back yesterday. Bouncing off garbage morning show. So bad. Oh, yeah, no.
There, hard to tell. Hard to tell. Let's see. They don't seem to be like at attention, so I don't know.
Hey, here's great haircut. Nice shot. Good. Somebody wants to take it. Check.
So they're not hearing that. We are hearing it in the room, but
Thanks, man.
testing one, good people. Camera screen for testing one, two people on the test.
Well, we are ready for this news conference that is expected to begin very shortly. You can see, of course,
Right now, we got to put that in the line here. In fact, the key players are going to be coming up to the pulpit right here to be able to have a press conference. But we're inside an auditorium right now on campus. And boy, there's a lot of financial much is still out there, especially if the shooter is still out there. We did see a picture that somebody sent me of some SWAT team members out in the Orem neighborhood there. I don't know if you remember or not, but a little bit earlier we showed you some of those officers racing away as if to go to somewhere close by campus here. I don't know exactly what they were being looked for or anything like that, but I did send me a picture of SWAT team members in a neighborhood there, Kansas City area. So we're not exactly sure what they're looking for, but again, this press conference is expected to start around 4 o'clock right here, and we're expecting the governor to be here, we're expecting the FBI to be here, and also the Department of Public Safety. Again, this is a podium right here. We see it all set up. This is just a great problem. This is not going to be a local story or even a national story. This is going to be an international story here. So what happened here at UVU today? I did talk to a public affairs individual here on UVU campus. He said that Charlie had about 8 security personnel there with him at that event. They also had several other security personnel from UVU that was also at that event. And so we're still trying to get details of exactly what happened there. But they said he told me there was about 1,500 people gathered together at that event, and when this all went down. And so again, we're still trying to find out from the Department of Public Safety and also the FBI as to what they're going to be looking at. So hoping that this press conference is getting away. But again, we have not seen the governor pull up. We have not seen the FBI players in that area. Here on campus, it's completely locked down. We haven't had local security to get into this building here just because they have everything that the doors were locked and in order to be able to get in. So they're sweeping all the buildings. So it's very clear that maybe they still have not found it, or that they're still making sure that he may not be hiding here on campus. I also saw some video of someone that sent me some video of possibly someone up on the roof. Now again, we're not able to confirm any of that or say what exactly it was, but again, somebody shot some videos, some cell phone video of somebody up on the roof, and I don't know if that had anything to do with this or not. It appears as though everyone we talked to that was so close to this was unusual. Everyone that saw this happen, nobody saw the shooters. I couldn't interview anybody finding him that actually saw what the gun was. And so there's a lot of questions there as to where he may have been, he or she may have been when those shots were fired. But everybody telling me they heard one shot, and then that's when Charlie went down. And so again, still trying to find out a lot of questions here that we're still trying to get to the bottom of. But we'll keep you posted as soon as we know any more, and as soon as the governor walks in, and we're getting closer to starting this process. Thank you guys.
It was very nice to have the AR-15 strapped to his chest. So this is heavily secured. Of course, the governor is talking about travel. He told us that around him outside the building, there are hundreds of law enforcement officers, at least in the area of this deal.
Okay.
It is very much.
Yes, I'll try and find that out, and if I find anything, I'll let you know.
So certainly presents its own challenges.
Okay.
Where we can go, we are in this auditorium where this news conference will take place, and that's where we are limited.
Hi media, my name is Taylor Keys. I'm the Associate Director for the Utah Department of Public Safety. I'm currently under Hillary over there. Okay, I'm going to be needy, but since we're going to start live, I'm going to set up my tripod right here. And I'm going to start it now. We're going to have Rosie come up every 5 minutes because, you know, we're already late. And let them know what's happening. But they got me briefed over in that other building right now. And then they're going to come over here and hopefully start the 9 o'clock. Oh, sorry about that. Yes. My name is Julie Reese. I'm sorry.
And he's just telling us a time code, or is he?
Yeah, he's just gonna be up on here for us to see
Oh, okay, good.
that you're thinking that we put in the deal or not. And then, there's a woman who can't. Okay.
Let me just,
He is a lieutenant with the Highway Patrol. Yeah, yep.
Anybody else besides he and the governor? All right, and then the attorney general's office, I saw. The FBI. Okay. Okay, very good. Stand by. Okay. Do you want to push to that? Okay. Oh. Yeah, we understand that the people who are going to speak are Lieutenant Cameron Roden with the Department of Public Safety, also Governor Cox, a representative of the situation.
Okay, but I think we're good. You'll have to change the logo there.
Unless you want to use yours. I thought you might need yours more than that. Oh, sorry, that was just
so if anybody needs it, you're not starting it.
Not yet. No, we're just getting our slide queued up.
Just so I'm clear.
Shoot, I don't even know how to. I mean, we can just. Even that's probably good. Yeah.
Are you good at,
It's good.
okay, the audio level? Good, 1, 2, 3, okay.
I like this.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, test. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, good. We still have a little bit, nothing quite yet, so just getting our live stream set up.
Look at me standing here. I like the seal showing. Will you tell me if the angle, what you think of the angle?
Okay.
I like the seal. Test, 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 test.
Do they want any water? Do you want?
Yeah, might as well bring a few in. Yeah.
Just put it back.
Yes, and I'll let them know. Perfect. So, as I mentioned, we are going to go actively live. Lieutenant Roden, we're going to start our live, and he's going to give an update every 5 minutes until the actual press conference starts. Water, our UVU hosts are kind, and they have brought some because I know it's hot and we're all in one room together. Any questions? Yeah, we will talk right through you.
Yeah.
There is not
My check. Protection of my check. My, there's audio.
If anybody's having trouble with audio, there's a mult box up top now that is working. So. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay.
Speaking like minutes, but they're like doing a meeting right now.
Okay.
So it'll be like.
Just make it quiet. I get nervous. I'm like, jump up, turn.
I'm sure that is that does that from just like consumes it.
I think yeah. I think she just doesn't want to turn the tapes.
Yes. They want a bubble head.
Cam, you ready?
Yeah. They are wrapping up their command briefing now. We should have about 2 minutes before they finish that, and then it'll be about a 5-minute walk over here. So about 7 minutes out. maybe slightly more.
Okay, now you can tell that to the live, okay?
Okay.
3, 2,
We should be beginning our briefing on the UVU incident here shortly. That should begin in about 5 to 10 minutes. We're just waiting for individuals involved in this to work their way over to our briefing location.
Sorry, say that again, KJ. Are you coming in next? Can you communicate now, or do you need to move on? I will give them a 2 minute walk.
You told me I was actually Rob saying the seal playing out center.
Like this? Oh, I'm good right now.
What's up, Amy? Come look. She has the best eyes for this.
Look good?
Great. Here's your shot, really. And I'll stand there.
Yeah, that's correct. We're inside an auditorium here on campus right now, where a press conference is expected to take place any minute now. We're just got basically about a 7-minute warning that the press conference will be starting here shortly. This is where we'll be happening up here. All the major players, of course, will be here for this press conference. We're expecting the governor to be showing up, along with also the FBI and the Department of Public Safety. So again, this is a case that's going to go international, of course. A lot of people wanting a lot of answers as to what went wrong here, what happened, and just a lot of fear, of course, on campus from students as far as what they saw and the trauma they experienced, and then also coming back to school, you know, what this is going to be like. And so, again, I think the main questions we want to be able to try and answer right now is, do they have any idea where this shooter may be at this time? Or if they have any indication as to if he's still on campus or not, or what they're finding and those kind of things. Also, as far as the security goes, I did talk to somebody from the UVU Public Affairs Department. They told me that Charlie had about 8 security officers or so, personal security officers with him, and then they also had UVU security officers there. And so what exactly, you know, obviously from the video that we see of what happened there, they weren't standing necessarily right next to him there, but he was open enough to where somebody could shoot and fire those gunshots. Now, where that gunfire came from is the other big question. Everyone we've been talking to here, nobody seems to have seen an actual gunman or somebody that actually fired that gun and where that shot came from. All they say is that they heard that gunshot go off and then they saw Charlie drop. So again, we're getting video, as you guys have been mentioning there, the station and other things. We're starting to see video merge in of people showing somebody.
Just giving about a 2 minutes.
Somebody in another location. And so, again, that's all speculation right now, but those are videos that police are going to be looking at. We're hoping to be able to get some answers to from FBI. And again, we're hoping probably within the next 5 minutes or so that this press conference will be starting. We do start to see some people starting to file in here, and so we might be getting something here pretty soon as to when this may start. But we'll go ahead and get it back to you guys, and of course, as soon as this takes place, we'll take it live here, and hopefully we can be able to get some of these answers. Back to you guys.
And there were Charlie Kirk was on the past one. It was just one gunshot we heard.
Did you see anything or you know that where the gunshot came from?
No, that initially I thought it was prank. I didn't know it was real. And then we saw the officers taking seriously the hands on the weapons. And realized what
Just describe to me sort of what you saw. And I know that, you know, there's certainly
If we can have you get ready for the press conference, we're going to be starting.
Walk down with everyone else. Actually, at first, I was on my knees. People were running and stepping on each other. I was stepped on. There was another friend that came out. She was, yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. At this press conference, we will first hear from Utah Department of Public Safety Commissioner Bo Mason. Then we'll hear from the FBI Special Agent in Charge, Robert Bowles. We'll then hear from Utah Valley University Vice President Val Peterson, who's been in touch with President Jimenez. And then we'll hear from Governor Cox. I'll turn the time over to Commissioner Mason.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety. Today at approximately 12:20 Mountain Standard Time, political influencer Charlie Kirk was shot at an event at the Utah Valley University. He was taken by private vehicle to Timpanogos Hospital, where he later passed. The Utah Department of Public Safety will be co-leading this criminal investigation to find this killer, along with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We are working in unison with the County Sheriff's Office, the local police department, and the University Police Department, all of which have been very cooperative and fully engaged in this process. Shortly after the shooting, we did have a suspect in custody, George Zinn, but he was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect and was not an accurate person of interest. However, he has been booked into the county jail by Utah Valley University Police Department for obstruction of justice. We do still have an active investigation for the person of interest. This incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was one shot fired and one victim. While the suspect is at large, we believe this was a targeted attack towards one individual. This is a tragic moment in our state and in our country. As we heal, we encourage everyone who is struggling with news of the incident to call 988, our state mental health crisis line. In addition to that, our partners with the FBI will also be discussing other ways we can communicate through the public for tips and other information. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the FBI, we extend our sincerest condolences to the family and friends of Charlie Kirk. Our thoughts are also with the people who witnessed this traumatic event. We know that what you experienced was very difficult. Our thoughts are with you as well. As soon as we heard about the shooting, special agents and personnel from the Salt Lake field office responded immediately. We have full resources devoted to this investigation, including tactical, operational, investigative, and intelligence. To be clear, the FBI will fully support and co-lead this investigation alongside with our partners. We are working on setting up a digital media tip line, and as soon as it's established, we'll get that information out to everyone. I know there's a lot of questions. This is very much an active case, and this investigation is in its early stages. We are following all the leads and all the evidence. If anyone has any information, please report it to the FBI or local law enforcement. Thank you.
On behalf of President Jimenez, who we've been communicating with, and she's on her way back right now, I say that on behalf of Utah Valley University, we are shocked and saddened by the tragic passing of Charlie Kirk. We express our sincere condolences to the Kirk family. We grieve with our students, faculty, and staff who bore witness to this unspeakable tragedy. He was invited by the student group Turning Point USA to speak on our campus. We firmly believe that UVU is a place to share ideas and to debate openly and respectfully. Any attempt to infringe on those rights has no place here. We do not condone any form of violence at UVU and seek to make our campus a safe place for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this dark and tragic occasion. I want to thank our law enforcement officers who are leading this investigation, starting with Chief Long and his response here with the UVU Police Department. We're grateful for your leadership and your team. And again, to the speakers that you've just heard from who are co-leading this investigation. I also want to recognize Sheriff Mike Smith, who has been an invaluable partner as this investigation moves forward. I've been in touch with President Trump, with FBI Director Kash Patel. We are completely aligned with our state and federal partners as we work through this case. Now, this is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence, that this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to 2 young children. He was also very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and to persuade people. Historically, our university campuses in this nation and here in the state of Utah have been the place where truth and ideas are formulated and debated. And that's what he does. He comes on college campuses and he debates. That is foundational to the formation of our country, to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody. The investigation is ongoing. But I want to make it crystal clear right now, to whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah. Our nation is broken. We've had political assassinations recently in Minnesota. We had an attempted assassination on the governor of Pennsylvania. And we had an attempted assassination on a presidential candidate and former president of the United States, and now current president of the United States. Nothing I say can unite us as a country. Nothing I can say right now can fix what is broken. Nothing I can say can bring back Charlie Kirk. Our hearts are broken. We mourn with his wife, his children, his family, his friends. We mourn as a nation. If anyone in the sound of my voice celebrated even a little bit at the news of this shooting, I would beg you to look in the mirror and to see if you can find a better angel in there somewhere. I don't care what his politics are. I care that he was an American. We desperately need our country. We desperately need leaders in our country But more than the leaders, we just need every single person in this country to think about where we are and where we want to be. To ask ourselves, is this it? Is this what 250 years has wrought on us? I pray that that's not the case. I pray that those who hated what Charlie Kirk stood for will put down their social media and their pens and pray for his family, and that all of us will try to find a way to stop hating our fellow Americans. With that, we're happy to take a few questions.
The FBI director is posting that a suspect is in custody. I would just like clarification. Do you or do you not have a suspected shooter in custody?
We have a person of interest in custody that is being interviewed right now.
That is not George Zinn.
That is not George Zinn. That is correct.
Are you still searching or looking for another shooter or anybody else related to this?
Yes, we are actively looking for anyone and everyone who has any possible information relating to this shooting.
Can you tell us details about the suspect being taken into custody? Where? How long ago?
We cannot at this point, but we will get you that information when we can.
Is there believed to be a second individual involved in the shooting?
At this point, there is no information that would lead us to believe that there is a second person involved.
Can you guys talk about the possible shooting?
Do you want to talk about what we know there? Yeah.
The only information we have on the suspect, the possible shooter, is taken from closed circuit TV here on campus. We do have that. We're analyzing it, but it is security camera footage, so you can kind of guess what the quality of that is. But we do know dressed in all dark clothing, but we don't have a much better description other than that.
Where do you believe the shot came from?
The shot came from here on campus, from a location at a fair, potentially from a roof, yes. A longer distance shot from a roof.
So to clarify, with the security camera footage you have and the person of interest that's in custody, does that match up?
That's what we're trying to decipher right now.
So did FBI or DHS have anything on the threat board this morning?
I can't speak.
I'll just say that the investigation's ongoing, and as soon as we have further information, we will be sure to release it.
Any indications of foreign intelligence involvement?
As of now, I can't comment on any of that.
Can you talk a little bit about the security of the event itself? Who was there security-wise, and what happens on these kind of events?
Chief Long.
So my name is Jeff Long. I'm the police chief here at UVU, and I'll tell you right now, we are devastated. We're a small police department. We have a very large campus. We have over 40,000 students, and we love our students. We love our visitors, and we're devastated by what happened today. This is the police chief's nightmare. I'm very saddened for the Kirk family. I know his wife and parents found out about this. Obviously he's away from home. He's here in Utah. They find out by a police officer that visits their home. That's tragic. Nobody wants that. But I can tell you about our venue today. This was an open venue. This was outside. We did have 6 officers working that event. We had probably over 3,000 people that were in attendance. It sat down in kind of a bowl area here on the central campus. We have a waterfall area, and so he was kind of in a lower area, surrounded by buildings. We had some plainclothes police officers that were in the crowd as well. We train for these things, and you think you have things covered, and these things, unfortunately, they happen. You try to get your bases covered, and unfortunately today we didn't. And because of that, we had this tragic incident. So we did have officers there. We had Charlie Kirk's team. He has a security team that travels with him, and they were here with him when he was shot.
Was the gun recovered?
I'm sorry, see?
Was the weapon recovered?
At this point, I can't disclose that.
When Charlie Kirk was shot, there was a question being asked about mass shooting. Was that person apprehended, and do you know who asked that question?
Say the question again. I don't know if I understand what you're saying.
When Charlie Kirk was shot, he was answering a question about mass shootings specifically. was that person apprehended, and do you know who asked that question?
I do not. We do not have that at this moment.
What kind of
La-
weapon was used?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have time for just one more question, so thank you.
Yeah, a question for the chief as well. Was it your team or Kirk's team or a combination of both that kind of set the security protocol for the event?
So we work together. You know, he has his team, and they do this all over the country. We all know that. This is not uncommon for them. They're very comfortable on campuses, and I was coordinating with his lead security guy, and so yeah, we were working together.
Was this a sharpshooter type shot? Was this a
Ladies and gentlemen, those are all the questions that will be answered today. Again, thank you for covering this. We will be we'll be updating you as soon as we have additional information through normal channels, working with law enforcement. Again, our deepest condolences to the Kirk family and to the students who were there today. I would just ask everyone everywhere to please pray for their family and to pray for our country. We need it now more than ever. Thank you.
To our media partners, we will be sending a release out with updates through one channel of information, whether it's DPS or FBI. So please make sure that you fill out the Google form with updates specific to this incident. Thank you.
Thanks for all your help.